we said, extremely talented in their own right, but we're not going to mess around. We're actually straight into the action.
Yeah, definitely. We see the pistol round come out here, and it looks as though Tempo Storm will start on the terrorist side of things. And usually I would say that a young, inexperienced roster would benefit from a start on T-side Dust2, but with so much skill on the FaZe side of things, it's going to be difficult anyway, as AZ proves that, opening up the first kill. And he's down to 5 HP, but it's a 4 versus 4, and the pistol, after a pretty epic start, is slowed down to a snail's crawl.
That's right, they're pushing to upper dark, so aggressive from FaZe already. As you can see, just somewhat unsettling Tempo Storm a little bit as they have to reevaluate and reassess their plans and find a new direction around. Obviously, AZ took a great deal of damage, but Tempo Storm aren't to know that. They're already down a man, and they're going to focus here on the A-bomb site. They do try and press their way into short. Of course, a little bit of a skirmish going on there, but they're just backing off a little bit now, seeing if they can pick anyone else up on the flank.
Yeah, it looks as though Tempo Storm have got a pretty good structure here on their T side. They've, on their pistol round at least so far, they've forced the pressure onto short, and that's made the FaZe player that was holding that area drop down to CT spawn, and they've really lost sight of the short catwalk area, and this has given them the ability to get a bit of a guessing game going on for FaZe.
You say short-sighted, but nonetheless they're going to make their way into this B-bomb site. Henny and Showtime leading the charge in. AZ holding down the back of platform there despite being low on health. Does find another frag. Jacob chimes in with one as well. Fox getting that bomb down on A. So they've tried to sell the fake at B, but in the meantime, the bomb has been found out and just taken down at A, and it's just Henny with a big job to do. Michael takes him down. FaZe not losing a single member. Relatively unfazed so far.
Well, I mean, the FaZe jokes are just fantastic. They're so hard. They're so hard to avoid, though.
We're going through phases.
We're going through phases, and I guess that
we might have to phase now.
Oh my God, there's just so many options here. But I'm going to let you take care of that side of things, and because you're so much better at these sort of things than I am. But nevertheless, brilliant start there from FaZe. AZ making that aim go to work, and really for me this is where Tempo Storm will struggle. I think that the strategy will be there and the structure will be there, but just the individual ability to click on heads will heavily favour the FaZe team, as now we see Tempo Storms making their way out of short, and they should actually get the bomb down with 5 players alive. So even though this is a force buy for Tempo, they've got all armor on everyone apart from Henny, who's gone purely Glock eco for that AWP. But Lucas has a good opportunity here to find some kills, and he will get a lot of damage off. And now Phelps chiming in. He can get one. He can't get any more than that. And this round should peter out towards the CTs, and it finally does. Unfortunately for Tempo Storm, Jacob and Fox left on 14 and 11 HP respectively. If they had gone down, that would have been an insanely good round for Tempo Storm. But as it stands, they got 2 kills and the bomb down, so not completely without success.
Yeah, definitely. They managed to avoid a lot of economic damage. They do retain a lot of those rifles as well. They spent some time at the end of that round going through and making sure that they didn't actually leave any of them behind in the last round. But as we could see, Tempo Storm back on the pistols here again as a result of investing into that last round and getting the plant down. That's really all they can afford if they want to buy guns on that 4th round. But of course, aggression here out long, nice and early, forcing FaZe back a little bit here. So they are flashed. Jacob, though, taking some aggression of his own. Trying to push here is he is supported well by Fox here. Jacob taking 1, 2. Fox combo. Just knockout punches here for the first 2 that tried to enter the arena. Just now, they're just caught here. Tempo Storm, Jacob and Fox on the cleanup crew. Janitor duty.
Janitor duty, that was never going to end well for Tempo Storm. Once those HE grenades rained into that long hut, did so much damage early. They managed to get themselves out the hut, the back along there, but didn't manage to find anything further than that. But doesn't matter. FaZe go up 3-0. The ecos and the saves are all done with, and now we see Henny and Fox matched up with those AWPs, with everyone else opting for those rifles, apart from Makalele, who'll keep his SMG.
That's right, and as we can see, just a really default spread here from Tempo Storm at the moment. Just now trying to gain control of mid, but obviously no opposition in sight just yet. A really simple 2-1-2 being played by the counter-terrorists there in mid, and just I believe it's Makalele sitting on that boost in City spawn though. Henny really aggressive out mid, trying to force his pick.
This is the aggression that Tempo Storm coach Peacemaker was talking about, as Henny will spot one out there, nailing Fox. So the first AWP battle has been won by Henny from Tempo Storm, and he'll pick up the kill and now make the rotation back towards the B side of things, although they're not making their way there too quickly. But it looks as though the bomb will commit to the B side.
That's right, and of course that smoke coming down out mid there. Phelps flashed at the moment. They do have two members up in B, Rain and Hazy, should I say. Going to be tasked with defending this site. As you can see, the T is just trying to suffocate this B site slowly. They do make their way out mid there. That smoke will fade though in CT spawn. So Phelps is forced to fall back a little bit, but the remaining T members are actually just waiting in dark. Tempo Storm waiting to unleash on the B bomb site. Ace, that great position near the back of plat, taken down by Showtime quite quickly there as Lucas enters into the site, taken down by Rain, and the trades come out quite quickly, and they do favour Tempo Storm. They do have control of this B bomb site. That smoke will lock them out, but you just get the feeling as though Michael, despite being behind them all, it's a pretty tough retake situation for them, 4 versus 2.
Yeah, the CTs will look to save their guns. The spray will come down from Phelps, but he's completely blind. He had no idea of really what he was shooting at. But for me, that round was regionally won here by Tempo Storm, forcing the pressure out mid there. Henny able to pick up that kill onto the AWP of Fox. Makalele will save that AWP and does leg Henny, so he hopefully will hold on to this rifle, and brilliant kill there by Phelps. Not able to hold on to that AWP for Makalele, so brilliant round here for Tempo Storm. It will just be Jacob saving his M4 and T spawn, but once again, Tempo Storm, the first round is on the board, and they looked like at least the structure was there.
Yeah, very clinical round from them. Obviously, trying to get that pick out mid. They obviously then picked up Fox at long, despite Michael being boosted in mid. He didn't have quite the angle to cover that. Fox just being picked off as he tried to get himself back in towards that A site. So that's what set them up quite well. They were quite patient in the way that they worked it. They didn't really try and force the issue either, and obviously came out successful in that round there. But of course, Fox buying an AWP this round, winning their first duel there directly up against Henny, AWP on AWP. So just pushing the issue here. Jacob catching bolts off guard, and already they're 3 versus 5 up in this round. Tempo Storm, despite the good start, now find themselves behind in this round.
That kill there from Phelps, the spam battle continued. Jacob and Phelps just wildly spraying through the smoke. Phelps finds the headshot, so a little bit of fortune flowing the way of Tempo Storm, but they're going to be stuck in this 3 versus 4 situation. Fox still has that AWP roaming around, but Lucas making his way up short and just trying to make this work at the moment as all 3 members of Tempo Storm try and get out of the short catwalk area. But Makalele's just below the ledge. He hears everything about what's going on. The smoke comes through CT spawn. The Molotov comes out, but Makalele will remain there, just listening and communicating to his teammates as the rotate comes in from Fox. He's going to get a decent angle with that AWP as Makalele tries to get that jumping damage, but you can see Fox along up on that little ledge, not able to find anything at the moment. And Tempo Storm will have a very hard task ahead of them in this 3 versus 4.
That's right, and they're just going to be pincered here in the A bomb site. As you can see, they do take control of short, so that's a good start already. But they don't really have any control of long as Fox makes his mark on the round, taking down Phelps in that site. Pressure now coming in from CT spawn here and now. Showtime just
Get out
forced
of
to
there,
retreat. Take his AK. There's no chance of him winning that round 4 versus 1. And quite smartly, they did get the bomb down. They will be able to buy into this next round, I'd assume, but just making for the hills as he takes his AK into that next round.
Yeah, Showtime obviously acknowledging that there was next to no chance of him winning that round. So he's bailed out nice and early. He will take that AK into the following round, and that allows Henny to buy up that AWP. And he goes without armor as well, so he's really going to have to make this one work for him, as he's 1-all in the duel between the AWPers, Fox at the moment, and Henny. And Fox and Henny still squaring off in mid, not really able to see each other just yet, but I'm sure that battle will re-emerge in just a couple of seconds once the map has been opened up a little more. Henny, you can still see there focusing, but it's Fox that gets the entry kill there onto Phelps. And this, for me, will be the long-standing problem Tempo will have. Can they keep enough people alive for long enough against FaZe to make their strategy work?
That's right. At the moment, they just seem to be picked off at the worst possible times, but what I like here is Fox continuing his good form from that cache game we saw against eFrag. He was in blistering form in the first half, amassing, I think it was about 16, 17 frags in just the first half. He was really leading from the front there. He was then supported by AZ in the second half, but that's what I like about FaZe at the moment, is that their stars are actually living up to the hype.
Would you say that their stars were aligning in this tournament?
Well, hopefully. I mean, they still got to get through a very tough group, but they're going to need to take down Tempo Storm if that's going to be the case, as Tempo Storm do erupt out mid, and that Molotov will just force them to funnel through that B window, and they do manage to pick up the frag there onto AZ. Rain's able to pick up one before he's taken down. Lucas actually taking down Rain. Makalele down to Henny, and now it's 3 versus 2. But look at the HP on Tempo Storm.
Yeah, and Jacob there, he's going to play a huge role in this round. Lucas does spot him out, but it's going to be a 2 versus 3 situation. He needs to find this first kill. Is he going to be able to? That's the question, but it looks as though he's giving up fairly easily. And wow, impressive round there from Tempo Storm after losing the first pick. They were able to make that disadvantaged situation work for them on the terrorist side of Dust2, and there's another notch on their international Counter-Strike belt, so to speak, winning a round after losing the pick against FaZe. And as I sort of stressed earlier on in their matchup against eFrag, they're here for all the experience. They're here to just bit by bit, block by block, build up their experience and their knowledge of the game and how it's played at the absolute top level in an offline tournament. And every little victory they have like this will help them in not only this competition but in future.
Well, every round win, dare
Correct.
say. I mean, not just obviously their first victory up there against eFrag. They've started the tournament well. Still have a long way to go, but they do grind out that second round now against against FaZe. They did save. Fox took that AWP, and I believe Jacob also saved as well, but they are now buying as a result of those save weapons, as we can see. And another round that they're actually going to have to go without an AWP, funnily enough. Henny losing his AWP in the later stage of that round, not able to buy it as a result of that money bonus, not covering their losses at all, as Fox getting very aggressive and short there. Doesn't do any damage to the jumping player in the Death Alley, but they are just going to back off a little bit here and give control back of short and mid to Tempo Storm.
Tempo Storm, for such a young team, seem to... Oh, as Fox nails that quick release shot there onto Lucas. He goes down to short, but I was going to say, for such a young team, Tempo Storm seem to have a fantastic idea of how the game is played. Not necessarily all the final nuances you see from the very, very top players, but it looks as though they have a pretty decent understanding of how to pressure different choke points on the map and how to set up a very default play style. So this is going to bode well for them.
I dare say that's as a result of having access to one of the best in-game leaders in the world, Fallen, directly.
Absolutely.
He's got a key hand in what they do, but they are going to hit this A bomb site. So Jacob is going to be called into question here. He's taken down by Phelps, so they're just charging through those smokes there in towards the A bomb site. Makalele is able to lessen the damage by taking down one, but it is AZ, Makalele, and Rain that will need to go 3-on-3. Phelps, Henny, and Bolts defending this A bomb site. As you can see, repositioning himself there in mid, and at least try and pincer this B bomb or A bomb site. AZ on the flank.
For me, this is all about Phelps and his ability to stay alive at long, but Henny will spot out Rain and nail that headshot. Now it's a 3 versus 2. AZ and Makalele, the Swedish player, comes in from CT spawn, and it's all going to be left up to AZ in a 2 versus 1, and he's going to stick that defuse. No, he's not. He flicks off, and Henny able to find that kill. So another round going the way of Tempo Storm, and that was actually a fantastic execute out of short there. So showing the range and versatility Tempo Storm, and once again, just an impressive round there from such a young team.
Yeah, and as a result of taking some heavy losses and having to save out a few rounds, that FaZe economy has been brutalised and just able to really only upgrade a pistol here and there. A P250 for AZ and Makalele, but not really anything special coming out from the counter-terrorists. Despite being eco, they're playing it quite default. As Lucas picks up a frag there, but look at the aggression coming out on short and the overlay from FaZe. They do take control. AZ tries to make something happen over upper dark. Showtime just putting curtains on his round. Now they're just being picked apart one by one. This is really well played from Tempo Storm, supporting each other quite well. Not a lot Makalele can do, and that is another round there for Tempo Storm, and they square that ledger 4 apiece. Yeah,
and I really like this from Henny. He's already got 6 kills in 8 rounds with an assist, so his AWP has been going to work, and obviously he's the in-game leader for Tempo Storm as well as the AWPer, so taking after Fallen in that regard, and what a role model to have if you want to be a core / AWPer. There is no finer out there than Fallen, so he's getting the job done at the moment, but there's still such a long way to go. Tempo Storm making their way out mid.
That's right, they've just changed the tempo, funnily enough, as they to make their way out mid. Rain's able to pick up that frag, but they're streaming onto this B bomb site. Rain's able to pick up a second quite quickly from the double doors, and AZ able to pick up another one, defending that car quite well, but Henny and Phelps combine, and now force a 2 versus 2 as they do take control of that B bomb site. Henny picking up another frag, and just making it a lot easier. As now they are going to play position. They know that AWP of Henny is looking for a frag in CT spawn. Jacob, though, on that flank, Henny picks up that frag in CT spawn and will try and hit this A bomb site. So a good play coming out from him.
Yeah, Jacob absolutely nailing the player in upper dark there, forcing this 1 versus 1. But Henny already with 2 kills this round will make his way back to the A side of things, and he'll hear Jacob jumping around in CT spawn, and that grenade should find its mark there and does, but only 12 points of damage, but that will do substantially more. Jacob there nailed down to just 4 points of health, and questionable pick there from Henny. Not exactly sure why you'd pick over the top there with the Glock, but nevertheless he makes it work. I guess a bit of nerves perhaps coming out there,
aggressive.
But the aggression working well for Tempo Storm and Henny. He's moved along to 9 kills, and really important round there as FaZe once again move on to an economy round.
That's right, the momentum right now is certainly with Tempo Storm as they do charge out long here. Henny just taking the pick, misses his first shot but is not falling back just yet. Wants another slice of the cake as now he finally relinquishes that long hut, but he's supported there by bolts quite quickly. So as you look at the overlay, CTs are quite default spread across the bomb sites there. 2 in that B bomb site at the back, of course being on Eco, and there is a Deagle though on AZ, so potential disaster if he does get going with that weapon.
Yeah, 3 players here from FaZe pushing through the short side of A, but the terrorists not to know that at the moment this is just a game of prediction here from Tempo Storm, seeing where the attack will come out, and I'm not sure that I love Henny anchoring with this AWP all by his lonesome. There's not a lot of support there for him at the moment, but his teammates are making their way back towards him now, and it will be Tempo Storm just chilling, relaxing, waiting for FaZe players to just pop out their heads, and 1 spotted, and Rain makes his way back to be with the Deagle, but still 3 players in short.
That's right, and they're actually going to focus a little bit more on short and mid as they do send numbers up into short there, but they're running into a stack from FaZe. As the trades are coming out, the pistols are going to work. Michael picking up another. The showtime does fall. They do have control of that bomb though, so they're going to take that down and try and make that work at the B bomb site as Phelps pushes his way out mid and gets the frag there onto AZ. They will get their way in. Bolts is able to find Rain as well, so he's on that lurk and doing quite a good job as Phelps fells another. Fox, though, has an AK here. 65 HP. Aim punch could be a massive factor. He needs to take out Bolts. Does catch him by surprise, but doesn't get the drop on him at all. Bolts far too aware for that.
Yeah, great call on the aim punch there. The crosshair did find its way towards Bolts, but as soon as that first bullet struck the FaZe player, his aim just went side to side and up and down, and he was unable to control the recoil there, so not having armor being the downfall of the FaZe player. But Tempo Storm, fantastic start to this one, as now you see Makalele and Fox both going for that AWP. So this is the first time we'll see the 2 AWP setup come out here from FaZe.
Yeah, very heavy investment though from the counter-terrorists, so we have seen this go pear-shaped so many times for them. But you just get the impression though these guys are determined to make it work, both Makalele and Fox, very competent AWPers as we've seen from them in the past, so they are going to give Tempo Storm some trouble, particularly if they take such a lackadaisical approach and walking into choke points as they have before, so that can certainly catch you unaware if an AWP is watching that particular angle. But interesting setup here as they do send a 2-1-2. They do have Jacob holding down long, Fox spotting out short, but player, I believe it is Rain holding down mid.
It's going to be a battle of Bolts versus Jacob here at long. Henny's got a flash pin. There's 2 coming over the roof. Jacob should be flashed. Here he is, but he gets the Molotov off. So great timing there from Jacob, just completely slowing the progression of the terrorist down. And now he's got a great vantage point on the roof. He picks up 1, 2, almost a third, but Henny is able to trade. Look at Fox. He's just waiting in expectation. There's another one coming from long, but Phelps will find his way into A and pick up 1 kill there. So now it's a 3 versus 3. Beautiful mix of the play here by Tempo Storm, and they're going to take this A bomb site and hopefully get the bomb down.
Yeah, that bomb should make its way into the site any moment now and should be planted quite quickly, but Rain is actually in a decent position here to do some damage. Does take down choke time as well, so pressure already now on the terrorist in the site. That Molotov is going to force them to find positions as Henny reaction shot there onto Rain, takes him down quite quickly as Phelps now gets the drop onto AZ and forces Makalele to retreat into CT spawn with that AWP. He's going to try the jumping shot though. Phelps, nice and easy, cleaning up with that shot onto Michael Lele in the back, but Tempo Storm just running away with this. Momentum just shifted entirely.
I actually think that it's the opposite. Tempo Storm have lost the first pick on almost every single round so far to FaZe, yet they're up 7-4. I think this is a phenomenal display of composure by such a young team. And we spoke earlier off camera between games about the effect that winning your first game of the day can have on such a young team as Jacob pushes with Fox into the cat area and taken down there. Double from Phelps coming out, and Lucas, who was so great against the E-Frag team, has actually not got that kill. It was to Showtime, and it'll just be left up to AZ. But touching back on this point, Jim, very young, inexperienced teams who win the first game of the day, that can actually set up your mentality for the rest of their playing time.
Well, yeah, not only that, I guess it's almost an indicator of how they do play for the rest of the day, because we've seen, unfortunately, in the case of the Mongols, they had an instance where they played subpar in their first game, and that became a recurring theme for the rest of their tournament. But Tempo Storm against E-Frag had to grind it out, and you see them grinding out the rounds here. They went down quite early to this FaZe team, but funnily enough, remain unfazed so far.
Definitely remaining unfazed. But Tempo Storm picking up that AWP with Henny once again. He's put so much pressure on the FaZe members with it, and now it'll just be back to him versus Fox. Makalele deciding to go against that second AWP. It could be a financial decision, but also could be just because their last tactic didn't work out for them. They got split up too heavily, so going back to the rifle. Yeah,
and that too, and I'd imagine Robin would have had some input into that, as he is now their in-game leader. And they are just waiting momentarily. As you can see, they're positioned in key choke points. 4 members in short, 1 at long, so they're going to try and pinch this A site.
Yeah, but Bolts versus Jacob at long once again will be a crucial battle here. I'm not sure who will come out on top of this one, as we see Fox almost nailing that shot, but he's going to be exposed. Phelps takes him down. Jacob does win a battle at long, but it's not going to be against the lurker, and he is aware, but Bolts wins that kill, and that could be the deciding factor here, as now FaZe are going to have to force their way back in. AZ, Makalele, and Rain making their way up. Aim, the flash is good, but he's able to flick around and not able to connect, but it will be Showtime picking up Makalele, and now Bolts leaving himself in the pit at long. It's going to be so hard for the CT player to get up and to the bomb, and he does get there, and the plant is horrible here for Bolts, so he's going to get the spray kill through the box, is he?
He does.
He does there. I thought, for a second, I thought his player model disappeared.
I thought he was killed because the
X-ray got taken off, and I thought he'd got that kill. So FaZe there, lucky to come away with that one, and just, I guess, a little bit of lack of communication on the plant for Tempo Storm. But I love the fact that they got their bomb down, and now Phelps and Henny pick up the AWP. So a double up set up for the terrorists this time.
That's right, just opting to change it up a little bit too, and I like this from them. A willingness to change it despite what they were doing. Working quite well, just some individual play quite brilliant there, as was the case for FaZe, but they are grouped up in the upper dark area, and Rain and AZ are going to be called into action quite shortly here.
This is a horrible prospect for me, running in unassisted into a bomb site with AZ and Rain, but Phelps makes that one work, and so does Bolts, and both of the FaZe players go down without contributing to the scoreboard at all, and now Tempo Storm should be easily able to run over this bomb site and get that bomb down, and they in fact do. Showtime will get it down, and already you can see the CTs admitting defeat and living to see another day, but Tempo Storm looking good.
It was a very bold read, a very bold play to try and force up a dark, but they recognised that as a result of only winning that 1 versus 1, CTs would not have the economy to buy into that round. So they would not have the utility to smoke up the sites early. They would not have the utility to try and retake. If they managed to force their way into B and trade quite well, as they did, it would be far too hard for FaZe to try and retake this. And as a result, now FaZe are trying to save their weapons. And Jacob does take down Showtime, trying to get that frag. And this is exactly where Tempo Storm should be trying to really force the issue, find those frags, because they can do a lot of damage to the CT economy here. Phelps gets caught out there by Michael Lele. And they do save all 3 weapons.
That's no good there. Phelps making crucial error going for the exit kill. He actually had an AWP, which doesn't matter so much that he lost it. It's the fact that FaZe now gains that AWP. They have, Tempo Storm have the economy to buy another AWP. It doesn't particularly matter there, but you don't want 2 AWPs in the hands of Makalele and Fox. That's double trouble. And it's going to be a hard task now, but Bolt starts brilliantly, wins that battle again against Jacob, but the AWP of Fox will find Bolt and slow this attack down, and Fox will be able to get away there. So he's been tagged down to just under half HP, but FaZe starting the round well, and it's 4 versus 4 as Phelps baits out that AWP shot from Fox, and now Tempo Storm will kind of make their way into A, but very reluctantly, but a brilliant kill there by Phelps, and he's been fantastic with these opening kills, really showing himself to be one of the best entry fraggers from his region. Makalele does pick up the AWP kill, and Showtime chimes in as well. So as we've been calling all these kills coming out, different places all over the map, but all of a sudden Makalele's in a 3 versus 1.
That's right, it's just sustained pressure here from Tempo Storm. As we said, bullying the extremities of the map, and in that instance actually playing a lurker over the B-bomb side. So they do take out the half, 10 to 5. And as you can see on the round wins there, much of the flow early on was with FaZe, but that run of rounds there in the half was enough to really secure a commanding lead, and that's what they were able to do. So it's going to be a tough second half here for FaZe if they are going to get themselves back in, but they are on a slightly favoured side, the T side of Dust2.
Back-to-back absolute beast mode maps here for Phelps, as he was right at the top of the scoreboard against eFrag in their previous fixture, and now for Tempo Storm once again, he's right up the top of the scoreboard on 18 kills. And this bodes well for the Tempo Storm side as they move on to the CT end of their Dust2 encounter with FaZe, but see FaZe here just taking it nice and slow, gearing up towards B. But on the minimap, you can almost see a flying V formation here from Tempo Storm as the dots just slightly moved out of fashion. But look at this damage coming out here from Rain onto the back of the bomb site, and he's lucky that grenade bounced off the front of the crate because he's in all sorts of trouble here. Just fighting for his life is Lucas, and the read should come in here from Tempo Storm, but Makalele able to find Showtime, and Henny needs to put in some work here, but scramble mode now for Tempo Storm.
That's right, and Rain finds another frag as well. So look at the HPs of Tempo Storm. They've been absolutely obliterated, had some facial restructuring there as Henny goes down. Jacob taking him, and FaZe at the moment really haven't taken too much damage yet on this pistol. That bomb will be planted in the A bomb site, and Rain just finishes the job there along with Jacob. A flawless victory in that pistol round, but
yeah, only 29 total damage coming out from Tempo Storm there onto FaZe. So
it's not a, it's a very hallowing stat, really.
It's less than ideal, let's just say. 29 damage total in a round is less than ideal.
To 5 players?
It is, definitely. But Makalele will pick up that scout and look for the crossing here, and he will get some damage onto Phelps there, crossing the doors, but Tempo Storm going down in that pistol round, and unfortunately for that's not how they would have wanted to start that half, obviously, but for FaZe, which is business as usual, they got those 5 kills without much resistance, and I guess I do begin to wonder how much strategy in the tank in terms of their CT play that Tempo Storm will have. It's been an impressive T side, certainly capable on that side of the map, but now it's a different kettle of fish. You're going to have to defend and make different sorts of reads here for the in-game leader, which is Henny.
That's right, and on the flip side of things, you've obviously got Robban leading FaZe. Now, I guess he is in luck because it is Dust2, a fairly familiar map to 1.6 veterans and Counter-Strike veterans alike, but Henny in a good position here to potentially do some damages. Lucas does take a frag, and they are going to make their way towards the speed bomb site, but they do manage to get in relatively unscathed. Some HPs are going to be a massive factor. Lucas actually taking down another after taking that AK, and AZ not able to get the drop onto him to convert that into a frag, and now it is a 3 versus 3. That bomb is down and pressure on FaZe to hold.
Yeah, it's just going to be exit kills coming in here from Tempo Storm. So they're not actually going to pressure this site too much. Showtime has that AK. It was dropped to him by Lucas after he got the first kill. But let me ask you this, Jim. Robban, the coach of FaZe, he's not played any form of competitive CSGO. Obviously, he's a 1.6 legend of the game, as we see Rain take down Henny there after getting 1 kill. Robban being a 1.6 legend, but not actually having played CSGO professionally or competitively at all. What do you think he's bringing to the table right now for FaZe?
Well, obviously he brings a world of experience, not just in, well, obviously not in a CSGO sense from the professional level, but in terms of leading teams. He has a rich CS 1.6 history, was a long-time staple in the SK roster, and from that sort of experience, he always had a talented roster at his fingertips in SK. So he is very familiar with moulding a group of young players, particularly some that may be affected by egos, and really unifying them. So I'd imagine he'd be bringing that as well as, at the moment, in-game leading for them in terms of strategy. But Lucas finds that opening frag there as AZ makes his way into that bomb site. They have found that rifle as they do try to pressure him. He's holding strong, Lucas, as he finds a double frag there and plants his foot in this B bomb site. You have to take him down if you want to take it, as he's on 8 HP, but he's traded out quite quickly there by Rain. And now the tables have turned on Tempo Storm. Jacob finishing that round there, but that one rifle doing so much damage.
Yeah, great round there from Lucas, picking up a tray in the B bomb site. But interestingly enough, about the points made by Roman, so you think more or less he's just able to deal with the personalities of the players in FaZe and really get the most out of them performance-wise, not necessarily coaching the technical, strategic aspects of the game just yet.
Yeah, definitely. I'd imagine he'd be bouncing some sort of feedback off the players. Michael Lele and I believe Rain have actually shared in-game leading duties for these guys in the past, so I'm sure they will have some input and direct Robin as to the best strategy, and he will make that final call. But as I said, just an expert in moulding players into a solid unit.
Yeah, and it looks as though FaZe are playing great team Counter-Strike at the moment. Winning that pistol round and also the resulting anti-ecos without too much bother, apart from the triple kill there from Lucas, but they were never really in danger of losing that round. And now FaZe will make their way up short. Not sure if the bomb's going to be the final destination there, but at the moment they're just willing to take control of that part of the map and make sure that at least they can fake out some sort of A bomb site hit before falling back to mid or B. But Henny will be on patrol here with the AWP itself, just getting that scope going towards mid. But the short pressure should come in here very shortly from FaZe, and they'll just make their way onto the A bomb site ever so slowly. But now the decision has been made. The smokes, flashes, and molotovs come in, and Henny will open up nicely there into AZ, get a decent angle going here to get a second kill, and Bolt's there. Really nice crossfire coming in here from Tempo Storm, but Henny will have to do a little bit more as the bomb goes down. The short plant coming in there from Jacob, but Fox holding that position at short. And
Henny is critically low after opening things up with that AWP, but forced to retreat. They do have control of long, so as a counter-terrorist unit retaking this side, they are able to pincer it. As now the flashes come in. Jacob actually picking up a frag. As they're caught in no man's land, he is finally taken down there by Showtime, but the 2 versus 2 will come out. Henny really can't commit to any sort of firefight here, and will more than likely be forced to hold back as Showtime does fall down. So only 6 HP on Henny. He smartly moves away to save that AWP. Really didn't look too likely for him to do damage because they weren't peeking. They knew the presence of the AWP was there. And smartly, FaZe just avoiding disaster as they do now claw back that round. And that deficit is narrowing.
What a luxury for Robin to have a player like Makalele at his disposal as coach. So versatile, so complete in terms of his ability to not only AWP at a high level, but also understand his role. He's part in-game leader, part support player, part entry fragger, part AWPer. So Makalele there, really providing a lot of depth and versatility for FaZe, and it must be just a pleasure to have him at the disposal. As Fox nails Showtime there with a quick draw from his AWP, and Jacob will put the pressure continuously onto long as AZ makes his way through the middle of the map towards mid, but Henny's still up with that AWP, and it looks as though he's patrolling the middle of the map at the moment as one of the CTs runs through, and Jacob commits that full spray, but Fox doesn't need any more than a shoulder there to take out Bolts, and I guess once again business as usual here for FaZe. And Tempo Storm, whilst they started well on T side, are now struggling to hold on to these bomb sites on CT.
That's right, FaZe just grinding it out at the moment. But now they know where that AWP is. Lucas is able to take down AZ, so they may be able to swindle down another gun here and make away with that, but you would imagine FaZe would be making a point of trying to pressure the CTs and try and take their guns because they can do a world of damage to that economy if they remove that AWP on Henny. They do take down him with that AWP. It is gone, and Makalele completing the brace there as he does just stifle that CT economy.
Yeah, brilliant stuff here from FaZe coming out on their T side. They just look very organised at the moment, Jim, and that would be in large part to Rob Arn, their in-game leader. I think, as you said, he's doing a great job on a very, very short schedule, turning this super talented roster into a team versus a roster full of skilled players.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're a team that are very skill-heavy, rely a lot on individual talent, but at the moment, they're actually working really well together as a unit. A lot of the other teams that are skill-heavy, funnily enough, fall into the trap sometimes of being too individualistic in players, thinking that they need to be the one to make the play. And often you'll find 5 different players going in 5 different directions. But FaZe at the moment seem very focused, and they're working well together. As we can see, they're concentrating here on mid, and they're just working out, backing each other up, and trying to work that pick. But the smokes will come in, and they're going to isolate these 2 players in the B bomb site. But Bolts, though, takes down Fox through the smoke. So trouble already on this B bomb site hit now as they do finally make their way through. But they're going to try and hit bomb site here. AZ is taken down. Lucas takes down a double before he's taken down by Michael Lele. Michael Lele traded out quite quickly there by Phelps, and now Rain with it all to do there. He is on a lurk, but he's dealt a lot of damage before he takes down Bolts. Jeez. I wouldn't have even seen that frag there if it wasn't for the kill feed, because that was absolutely pinpoint. Now he goes 1-on-2, but of course Showtime's superior positioning means that that was all too easy for him.
I thought Tempo Storm were in a lot of trouble there as the split came out from the FaZe terrorist attack through mid and B, but Lucas crucially got a double kill there from the bomb site into window, stopped that progression, and then that's the teammates on Tempo Storm were able to cover the distance and make their way back. But Lucas goes down to half HP there. Fox tagging him as he crosses the mid doors, and yeah, it'll be an interesting start here for Tempo Storm because they've won that round, but this round is so crucial for them. If they lose control of their economy here, it could be a very slippery slope home for the Tempo Storm team.
That's right. It's one of those danger rounds, as we call it, because I believe they've been on quite a run here. FaZe just working through their default, trying to see if they can work a pick. They are working together, pairing up quite well. AZ just trying to see if he can get something out mid double doors there, but now they are going to try and focus their attention onto mid and short, as they've done so many times before. But look at Tempo Storm, they're ready. They've got 2 members there in the CT spawn, but smartly, they're actually refocusing their attention on A here. And the only person holding it is Henny, and this time, he doesn't have that AWP.
Yeah, this time it's going to have to be an M4 to put in the work, and now the Molotov comes in front, so it's not going to do damage to him, but will actually provide him a little bit of cover there. But Bolts will find a kill over the top of the jumping AZ. He also takes down Fox, so brilliant opening spray down there, and now that's a great Molotov that came in from Phelps. He will take down Makalele, and Lucas will polish off Rain. So Tempo Storm in the last 2 rounds have really hit a purple patch in terms of their teamwork and able to close out those 2 close rounds against FaZe, and now they find themselves on the T side having to just settle this one down and look to eco.
That's right, their money really in an unhealthy state there. They didn't get a plan in the last 2 rounds, so they haven't really been able to stimulate their own economy, but they are now on a little bit of an upgraded buy. There's a Deagle, there's a Tech 9 and a P250, but really Tempo Storm, Bolts. Sensational headshot there is AZ. Just gives him that one-tap dirt nap through the mid-double doors, and they're trading out quite well, but they know where they're headed here.
They are going to load up onto the A bomb site, FaZe, but AZ picking up that Deagle headshot. Rain, this is danger moments here as Rain already makes his way through, but Henny will be aware of the danger and he'll pick up the first kill, but he needs to do a little bit more here, Henny. He's, at least he's staying alive. He hasn't committed and lost his rifle, and now FaZe will be forced back into the short area with just those pistols, and what a smoke coming out there. The CT spotting out AZ and smoking him off, so he's going to have very little ability to do anything, but he's found his way through the side of the smoke. Phelps takes him down, and Makalele will just save that P250 because he has no shot at winning the round. Odd smoke, but really effective there from Tempo Storm.
Look, if you're going to use a smoke on a retake, that is a fantastic position to smoke.
Yeah, the plant,
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an obvious position to smoke now that I've seen it the first time, because with that bomb plant being in that position, it's either going to be at short or right at that quad box. So a good read there from Tempo Storm, and I'm not even sure if that smoke was accidental, but if it was on purpose, then kudos to them. And now
I doubt it was accidental.
I doubt it was accidental, but it was such an odd spot and at such an odd time that Could have been, but Jacob nails showtime and opens up the round here for FaZe. They'll get control of the long hut and actually send quite a few numbers down here towards the middle of the round. Nope, they've decided to let that one go. But look at the upper dark here, push from Tempo Storm. They're going to meet head-to-head here against Rain. I'm not sure that I like this angle here for the Tempo Storm players as Fox finds Phelps and Rain will pick up Lucas. And now this B bomb site is completely empty. Rain knows it. He charges in. And that should be another round on the board for FaZe.
That's right. And they probably should try and make a point here as Jacob finds his way into A bomb site, bolts, clips him, gives him a free haircut, and makes him think twice before entering that site. But
Bolts has been fantastic in this half for a Tempo Storm. He's got a lot of the first kills, and those M4 headshots have been ringing pretty true, so he's doing a great job for his team.
yeah, as expected too. I mean, he really is one of those unique players. He's still so young. I think that's probably the biggest advantage that he has at the moment. Was a former member of Luminosity as well. Made way for Taco and, of course, FNX. But has still been able to maintain a really positive mindset and was almost a straight swap into that Games Academy team. So he's still performing at a very decent level, might I add. So,
well, Henny is the oldest player on the Tempo Storm roster, and he's 20 years of age. So the whole team on Tempo Storm just full of young, upcoming Brazilian talent, which is fantastic to see. And they're ahead 13-11 at the moment, but a long way to go for them. In order to close out this match, it may only seem like 3 rounds, but 3 rounds is a long time, and when you're playing the game at this level. And you can see Tempo Storm opting for that double orb setup, Henny and also Phelps. And look at this mid battle, this is going to be intense. Fox there firing away, and Henny also managing to get a bottle off there, but no hits for either team. And this round's just going to settle into the normal sort of progression we see here from the terrorists. Jacob taking control of that lower dark mid area, and he'll try and spot out someone through the mid doors with AZ, his teammate, so close by his side. And Bolts, his teammate in short, doing a very similar prospect. And AZ spots one out just before the smoke goes off, and he's able to get some sort of damage onto Bolt and force the CTs out of short, which could be positional advantage here for FaZe as they almost find the killer. It is AZ opening up onto Showtime, and that should be a trade there. No, a double for AZ. Bolts getting taken down, and once again, it falls on Henny to defend the A-bomb side.
that's right, and he takes the first one down quite quickly, so Jacob does fall. AZ only on 1 HP, but Rain is now flanking that A-bomb site, collects Henny, and they do have control. Michael Lele, though, great flank here as he does take down one. Lucas, and takes a lot of damage for it. 19 HP, but now Phelps is caught in a really awkward position.
Yeah, easy surviving with just 1 point of health, though, so
that's all you need.
Pretty unlucky there for Tempo Storm, though.
Yeah, that's all you need, though. 1 HP, that'll do it.
Well, you do have 100, so I guess, technically speaking, 1 HP will do it for you. It'll keep you alive, keep your heart ticking.
Interesting stat, that one. But Phelps now trying to save that AWP, and it's just a race against time. As you can see, those little dots hunting across the map here. Funnily enough, though, Makalele is sort of caught between trying to hunt and save his weapon too, because he's quite low. But that pause has come out from Tempo Storm, the tactical, feeling that this is getting a little bit too close to their liking, and well, rightly so. They're going to make a few adjustments here, but I'd be interested to see how FaZe react to that, because we've seen teams take that tactical pause, and funnily enough, the other team has really been the first to adjust to it. That whatever they've done, they've come out with some aggression and really disrupted that set play that they were trying to go for.
What do you think? What adjustments do you think need to be made by Tempo Storm here in order to hold on to their CT side?
Well, we really haven't seen any form of aggression coming out from Tempo Storm. I know that they're willing to, funnily enough, change the tempo on their T side, not so much on their CT side. So I would be interested to see whether or not they do actually go for some more aggressive plays, because I feel as though the way that FaZe are playing, that's certainly something that they can capitalize on, because FaZe themselves are actually quite passive in a lot of the instances. So whilst they don't need to take the picks, they can get themselves into some really aggressive positions.
I completely agree, and for me, it's going to have to come through the middle or the short part of the map, because FaZe has done a fantastic job of bullying Tempo Storm, first of all, out of mid. Henny hasn't had much success in the middle of the map. His AWP has been decent, but it's been at long or at short as the terrorists come through that part of the map. So Not a lot of pressure coming on mid here from Tempo Storm, and with this aggression, hopefully they channel it towards there and regain the control of the map in that area.
That's right. It's an interesting point you raise. Tempo Storm really have just kept Henny with that AWP at A. They haven't been moving him around. I think that's a big advantage on a map like Dust2. There are multiple angles that you can pick. I've seen that many times. How many times have you seen a team move that AWP around? Say, for example, try and pick it short into lower dark, move it along to long, move it to mid, move it to the B site, move it into lower dark through the double doors there as well. There's a multitude of angles you can actually pick. And that's maybe something they'd like to explore because Henny is hitting the shots. Of course, at the moment, the economy is going to be a massive factor. They're probably going to take some form of eco here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Henny take that AWP and just be a little bit more aggressive with it. I'd like to see that.
Definitely, and I guess that's a trademark of the best AWPers in the world, the versatility of being able to pick every single choke point and being unpredictable. So catching your enemies off guard, just walking around corners, getting a very high percentage look with the AWP. So I guess you can get a lot of kills in a lot of different ways in Counter-Strike, so you can get lucky kills through smoke and all that sort of stuff. But ideally what you want to do is set up a situation where you have a better angle, you know where your opponent's going to come from, and you have the jump on them, so to speak. And when you have that AWP moving around the map,
and an exit strategy.
And an exit strategy, which is very important, especially given the low kill reward for the AWP. Keeping it in play is so important to a team like Tempo Storm and a player like Henny. So that's a brilliant point. But for me, they're going to have to get on their next gun round, so they'll eco through this one, and just by minimal resources here, you can see one kit coming out on Lucas just in case. But he's been tagged down to half once again, so Fox has done a phenomenal job of tagging the players. But Phelps has found his way into lower dark. The push has been spotted out by Jacob, and he's been absolutely crushed. So there goes the sole gun for Tempo Storm. And they've gone for a little bit of aggression there and been punished. But for me, it'll all be about how it boils down next round, if Tempo Storm can get over this hump, or will they just sort of fade away on their CT side.
That's right, and they do have control of mid here at FaZe, so Tempo Storm obviously just on a little bit of a pistol buy to try and support that one rifle that they did save and now lies on the floor in lower dark. Really no use to them at all, but they are just playing fairly default positions, if anything, just trying to get the jump on their opponents, making them and forcing them to check those corners. So Bolt's here with a really interesting angle. I really like this angle because it's not an angle that you check, it's an off angle, essentially. And he can actually catch a member or two of FaZe off guard, particularly those that are charged with entering the site. But look at this aggression here from Henny. He's going to push that smoke into mid. Does get spotted out though, so Jacob takes him down quite quickly, and he had a member at the top mid who would have been able to spot those double doors and see that spot. But look at this off angle here from Bolt as he does take him down. That deagle rings true, as we said. Looking for the second, he does find it there, so he takes down A's. He's not able to find the third, doing a little bit of damage to the economy, but really of non-consequences at the moment, as Rain does take down at Showtime for the double in the end of the round. And this is where we do see now Tempo Storm buying into this round. That AWP is on Henny. Let's see what they can do, though. Let's see what they discussed in their tactical timeout.
Yeah, this is going to be really telling for Tempo Storm. Will they win their second match, or will they just fade away ever so slowly on their CT side? Because they managed to get to 13 against FaZe, and I didn't pick them to get this far, to be honest. I didn't think that they had 13 rounds in them. FaZe heavy favourites in this game, but Tempo Storm once again showing that they just have a lot of talent and skill in their roster, and they have a decent amount of structure too. They haven't gone aggressive at all, Jim, which is a very important point here.
Yeah, they haven't really tried anything different at all. In fact, they've just gone and stuck to their default. They're stuck to their guns here. But FaZe just taking control of mid, really just taking free passage here into short, and Phelps is holding down A side. As Henny actually does have an impact on the round with that AWP, finding a frag, and I do believe that frag there was in long.
Yeah, so it was actually upper dark, I believe. So Henny, the adjustment that they made was moving that AWP to the B side of the map. So
they've made an adjustment.
They have made an adjustment from the timeout, the tactical timeout they took. But it looks as though FaZe are going to make their way back to B, possibly even a couple of members here moving mid to B, although it looks as though at least 3 players are going to make their way towards upper dark. But this is a great read here from Tempo Storm. They're more than in position to make this work for them, as Henny is in a good position, as well as Lucas. That flashbang will actually give him away. So a bit too early there from Lucas, but it doesn't matter because Henny will have that scope on the Dark Tunnel, and this is such a huge round in the Tempo Storm game. And here goes Lucas, he gets one, he gets a second, no he doesn't, Rain able to trade out, but Henny's still there, and it's a 2v3 now. AZ and Rain gonna have to make this one work. Ooh. Beautiful kill there by Henny, can he get it? He does! Beautiful hold there by Henny. He's ended up with a quad kill. And putting in the work. Brilliant play there. Good read from Tempo Storm, and the change-up has worked.
That's exactly right. They put him in the B site. They were not expecting that phase. That was the key change. They moved that AWP around, and that's exactly what we wanted to see from Tempo Storm, as now they're showing a little bit more willingness to actually deviate from that set structure that lost them a few rounds. As Lucas actually gets tagged through that smoke and door. But look at this aggression here from AZ, straight out long, and they changed the tempo themselves. As Showtime takes down one. But Rain and Jacob, or should I say AZ and Jacob, do find replies across the map. So they do have control of long here. They've wrestled back, but Henny is posting up at long, waiting. And Phelps should be there to support him.
I love this from Tempo Storm. They're just grouping together and forcing the terrorists out of the long section of the map. So good Molotov will zone Jacob off, but he'll stay along and leave that fire. It's just... he's just out of harm's reach, but he's not out of harm's reach to this one. Boom goes the dynamite. Phelps goes down to... my apology, Phelps takes down Jacob, and now the rotates come back towards the B side of things here for FaZe, and it's not being picked up on here by Tempo Storm, and they're going to make their way into B. They're taking a little bit of time, but it should be quick enough, and no member of Storm will be here to prevent them from getting in, but Lucas will get there just in time, and 49 seconds to go. Won't matter. FaZe should be able to get in here and get the bomb down.
That's right, and Lucas is just blinded outside the site. But the CTs are right there. They're breathing down their neck in this retake. So this is not going to be the full 40 seconds. This is going to be a firefight here as they do try and make their way into the site. But AZ's in a good position. Phelps, though, doesn't quite clue onto it. He does go down, and that eliminates that particular flank of the map. Now Lucas and Henny have to combine here for something special, but smartly, they're going to back off. They're going to take these weapons and save them into the next round. And it's going to set up a 14-all situation. But Tempo Storm should be able to buy into this next round.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from FaZe. Good read after the battle at long. But I've got to say, poor old Lucas. Lucas has been tagged crossing those mid doors almost every round by Fox. Fox has literally nailed Lucas almost every time I look at the scoreboard at the start of the round. Lucas is on half health. So he's had a horrible time of things on the CT side and has had to deal with having almost half his health taken every single round.
Jacob, though, is putting in the hard yards. 27 frags. This guy's going absolutely ballistic. He's being supported well by his teammates. They are still putting up some impact frags when needed. But Jacob has just been the one-man turret, gunning them down as they try and make their way in, making the entry frags as well. So look at this aggression here coming in. They do take Upper Dark, but Tempo Storm is playing that default again.
They're playing the default, but they've actually force-bought here on 14-14, backing around those two guns saved last round. So Phelps here with a Mag 7, Showtime just with a Famis, and Bolt with a 5-7. But it will be FaZe is taking the slow and steady approach here.
And Henny has changed his position again. As we saw before, he's actually holding down short, and his scope is trained on those stairs. So he might be lucky enough to pick himself up a frag here. If the timing is right, he does miss the shot though. So that AWP again has changed position. And a little bit more aggressive than he's played A before, but now they know the location of that AWP, and FaZe will make the necessary adjustments here. This is a key round coming out. Obviously 14-all. This could set up a team or make and break an economy as we see Tempo Storm on the verge here. They need to hold strong.
Henny in such an important position, but look how aggressive he is. He might get caught in no man's land here as the terrorists just walk up. He spots one out, but he doesn't make it work. But Phelps does, picking up a double Mag 7 kill, and Showtime picking up Rain. So it's 14-14, and AZ there able to contribute, taking down the AWP Henny. It's a 4 versus 2 at the moment for AZ and Fox. So Tempo Storm perfectly positioned here to retake and claim the 15th round. Of course, there's no overtime, so they're playing here just for a draw, and Fox will take down Phelps and now turn this into a 3 versus 4. The spray comes down from AZ, he picks up 1, he picks up 2. Showtime trading well, but Fox picks up the last kill. FaZe crawling, scratching their way towards victory, 15-14, and now they're in the box seat because they've finally broken the economy of Tempo Storm.
AZ, once he'd committed to that spray, he was all in.
Yep.
The HPs were so low, and of course he was able to clean them up. Fox there with a crucial shot onto Showtime at the end there and just bring up that match point. But Tempo Storm, their money is broken, as you can see. CZ smokes a bit of armor here and there, but it's just a spattering of that CT economy, and they are going to have a difficult time here navigating the FaZe clan.
Yeah, it's such a shame it's petered out like this for Tempo Storm. They still have a chance to draw level. It's 5 versus 5, no one's gone down, but just the weaponry on board and only the one kit, the 2 smokes remaining for the CTs. It's going to be such a challenge for them to hold on to this round, but they're not out of it just yet. Bolts holding that CT spawn position down, but look at the terrorists. They're just making their way up short. Once again, they've been so deadly coming out of this part of the map, and it's been such a nightmare for Tempo Storm to try and hold on to it, but they're going to have to try and make do with just the one rifle.
That's right. They don't have the weaponry to defend against this short hit here. As you can see, Henny has only got a CZ rather than his trademark AWP, and he's going to have to try and make this work. Very aggressive position from him coming out, but those Molotovs, those smokes are coming out. 45 seconds on the clock as they start to set things in motion here. FaZe making their way onto that site. They do spot out his head, as fortunately Henny is able to take cover in refuge in CT spawn, but Rain is cleaning up at the top of mid. He's looking for that third, that patient spray, not rewarded there. Showtime takes him down, but Fox is put under a lot of pressure here. Could get taken down himself. Showtime forcing a 3 versus 3, and so Lucas sitting on 1 HP. This is a massive round here coming out.
Yeah, but I don't think Tempo Storm have enough left in the tank to get back in time to get the defuse. It will be Showtime with the only kit on hand, and Makalele gets the first one before he's taken down by Hammy. And now Showtime will get one. Can he get the second one? He does get it! Will he get to the bomb in time? That's the only question. He's got a kit in hand. He gets a 4 kill. The defuse will come in. Tempo Storm get the draw. What a fantastic result at the end of the day for them. What a finish. Showtime with the quad kill and the defuse, pulling that one out of the fire. What a fantastic performance from Tempo Storm. What a display from these young Brazilians.
What an intense finish to that match. I'm not too sure what FaZe clan were doing. Are they going into overtime now? Wow.
They are going into overtime. I was sort of under the impression overtime wasn't
definitely.
played, but definitely I'm keen for this one to have an outcome. Definitely. Couldn't be more excited especially for the Tempo Storm guys.
Well,
I think that they've got themselves in a position where they can come back now, so brilliant.
Well, that's right. I mean, that was such an intense match at the end there. I'm not too sure what FaZe were doing, though. They were just running at them 1 versus 1, despite them only having pistols.
Yep.
If they played a more patient game, they simply would have been able to reap the rewards of an impossible retake situation. But we are going to jump into this overtime. Tempo Storm up against FaZe, and they are buying into this one. And it is an MR3 overtime.
But look at the buy here from Tempo Storm. I think they're all in. Lucas picking up that auto sniper in the back of B, so he's going to defend that one pretty well. And Henny, of course, with the AWP in hand. Fox grabbing the big green rifle there for FaZe. And once again, they're going to make their way up this short component of the map. And look at the aggression here from Henny out long, spotting right through the doors. And the terrorist there, that's Rain's going to have to be careful he doesn't expose himself, because
Always aware.
Because Henny's right there waiting, but he'll smartly jump across that gap and wait for the smoke to come down. FaZe completely unfazed by the aggression here from Tempo Storm at long, and they're going to do what they've done best so far in this T half for themselves, and is just take control of short and mid and work out where to go from there.
That's right, and they are going to focus their attention on mid and the upper dark region towards that B bomb site. But as you can see, Lucas is pinned at the back of that platform with the auto sniper, aka the Dak. But these smokes will go up in mid, and they are going to try and force the issue here. As you can see, the rotation from CTs is going to be so far away as that Molotov does a little bit to stem the flow of terrorists coming out the mid double doors, but he's taken down Lucas with a double frag, and that auto sniper, he's taken down finally as Rain collects Phelps out those double doors. But now they do have control of this B bomb site, and it is a 3 versus 3. The CTs, though, pressure on them to retake.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough ask here from Tempo Storm, and unfortunately for Lucas, he picks up the double, but it's just not going to go close to covering the cost of that auto sniper for him. So not ideal financials here for Tempo Storm already in the second round of overtime. And FaZe, great decision to just slowly make their way through that short mid area.
That's right, but they don't have any utility to defend the bomb site. In fact, 2 Molotovs coming out from Tempo as Bolts takes down one, not able to find the second there. Rain holding strong in the back of that bomb site. Does take him down and actually takes the auto sniper as well, so perhaps a little bit of a taste of their own medicine coming out for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, but for me, I know that when they had the tactical pause, Henny moved his ult from the A side of the map to the B side of the map, and that worked really well for them. I mean, Henny picked up a quad kill in that round, so if he hadn't have picked up 4 kills, maybe it wouldn't have worked for him. But at the end of the day, what they haven't done is take control of mid and short at any point. Tempo Storm have been extremely reluctant to play aggressively on mid. We haven't seen them push down Catwalk into mid. We haven't seen them explode out of long and take control of that side of mid by pushing through long. And it's just, for me, they've given AZ and the likes of Makalele and Rain too much freedom in mid. They're just wandering around waiting for the best opportune moment to execute through those mid doors, and I just don't think they've done enough in terms of pressuring FaZe out of mid.
Yeah, they've certainly had the opportunity to really change what they've done a little bit further, but they haven't taken that next step, as you said, and really changed things up. They've essentially played passive positions, moving that AWP around, but not really aggressive positions, as we were talking about. So, whilst they did make the change, they didn't make an aggressive change. But look at this setup here, and just setting their little chess pieces across the board here, FaZe.
Yeah, look how individual Tempo Storm are playing this, apart from the 2 players at B that have got a little setup there, and the attack is actually going to come in on B here. So Team Tempo Storm in a great position to defend this bomb site hit as Rain watches backs, and AZ will, I guess, just fake out short just a little bit, giving the impression that FaZe once again is using that middle/short part of the map. But Rain comes under fire, but it'll be nothing compared to what's about to go down in B side, and Phelps picks up one. Good Molotov there, and Bolt and Lucas trading really well onto those players from Tempo Storm, but Fox tries to peek a wide angle onto Bolt, gets taken down. Bolt picks up a double, and brilliant round there from Tempo Storm, but I think it was more the fact that FaZe went away from their mid-short progression. Every time that they've done that, they've been successful, so they tried something different out, but I expect them to go back in towards that hit this round.
That's right, and coming out with 5 rifles in this round too, so not the full complement of utility, but certainly enough to make things work for them and really put the pressure back onto Tempo Storm here. They need this round, and just a very, very slow start here, but look at this aggression from Henny once again. Oh, playing a dangerous game, Jacob, as he does fall. So that AWP of Henny collecting him through the side of the door. So Jacob, one of the influential players for FaZe, has been taken down early in the picture. Yeah,
and this is one I would have loved to have seen more pressure applied to long. Maybe get a push going or something like that. They haven't shown any form of aggression that's not responsive aggression. It's just been a default hold here, and now FaZe will move back towards this short hit, and Henny will be in a great position, but Rain will take him down. Bolt picks up on AZ jumping into spawn, and now it's a 3 versus 4 situation here for FaZe, and it's just going to be very difficult for Tempo Storm to find their way back into A once Makalele and his teammates have found the right angles to hold here. Rain spraying down there, but the flashes come in. Fox and Makalele picking up 1 and 2 onto Phelps and Lucas, and it's all up to Showtime. He picked up a quad kill in the last round of regulation to send it to overtime, but Fox will pick that one up there. 2-1. FaZe winning overtime there on their T side, but we've seen such heavy favoritism towards the T side for both these teams. So hopefully Tempo Storm will be able to come back.
Interesting though. Jacob was on 27 frags at, I think, close to the end of regulation time. Since then, he's only been able to have 1 frag that's made any impact at all. So he's quietened down a little bit, but Tempo Storm need to set themselves up here. If they can take this 3-0, they will win. But of course, if FaZe do take 2 rounds, they will find themselves taking the victory here, taking that win, as this time Lucas avoids being tagged by, or should I say, avoids being tagged in mid there. Usually we've seen some form of tag or some sort of damage coming out. Yep. These AWPers in the mid double doors are just making it their playground. But a very slow start here from Tempo Storm, trying to work themselves into this round. This was characteristic of what we saw from them early on in their first halves.
And this is, I guess, why fans of Counter-Strike all around the world love the game so much. The same map, two different teams playing such different styles. The aggressive early entry style for FaZe, taking control of mid and then short, nice and early in the round, whereas Tempo Storm happy to sit all the way back and take quite a lot of time to build up their progression. And Fox here's got that AWP trained on short, so great pop flashes there, forcing Fox out of his hole, and he will be forced back towards the long side of things. And now Tempo Storm taking a very FaZe-like approach to this round, taking that mid control, taking that short control, and now we'll see this progression come out from Tempo Storm. The smokes, flashes, and Molotovs will reign over the anti-flash there from Makalele, and Phelps and one of his teammates, Lucas, jumped into CT spawn, and this is a very active fake here from Tempo Storm. They're going mid to B in the end, but Rain and AZ will chip in there with one each and just shut this one down. Showtime will trade out eventually and get a double. So this has turned the round on its head. They should be able to get the bomb down, but FaZe in prime position here to retake this bomb site.
That's right, and now Bolts will put that bomb down. Showtime gets taken down in upper dark, so forcing that 1 versus 3 for Bolts as he tries to get through the double doors. Passing like ships in the night though, Makalele makes his way through and of course just doubles back to collect Bolts in a way, but that was all an elaborate ruse. That short fake, dropping into CT spawn and splitting B. A master stroke there from Tempo Storm that didn't quite come off.
No, but the creativity is excellent, and that's exciting for me. I mean, we've talked so much already about the reason Tempo Storm are here is all about the experience side of things and making sure the development of their talent is sufficient through the experience and the coaching side of things, as we see Henny and also Showtime picking up these AWPs as they realize that the end of the map is drawing ever so close, but AZ taking a bit of damage there, but not the full blow of that all.
Well, that's right. I mean, economically, they've got nothing to lose. If it comes off, fantastic. They survive another round, but if they lose, obviously that's the match. But we do see now FaZe just holding strong as CT. Nothing terribly special coming out from them. In fact, just a very default split here.
Absolutely, as Bolts takes down Jacob at long, and Makalele will be there ready and waiting. Now the spray comes out due to the flash, and he's exposed himself, but good Molotov there will either force the terrorist in or out of that long hut, and it's going to be off the back side of things. As Makalele once again puts the pressure on, the smoke fades, but the terrorist will remain keen to move towards the long side of things. Makalele and Fox ready and waiting for this to come out, but I guess from the Tempo Storm side of things, very, very patiently, just willing to wait there as Fox takes down Henny. So that's going to benefit the FaZe team greatly as they try and win the last round of the game to close this one out.
That's right, and Showtime has taken an AWP into upper dark, so he's going to try and work something out mid there. But Fox picks up another, and he's just able again to peek in and out of his little foxhole there, as missing his shot there onto Phelps. Will collect Bolt as well, looking for that last frag there. He's burning alive in his Molotov though. He does go down. Nonetheless, Makalele finishes things off in emphatic style, taking the map for FaZe. But wow, what an epic showing there from Tempo Storm.
Tempo Storm, I mean, I really